So, Tower Defense Simulator finally released an update to the most outdated and boring game mode so far. That being Pizza Party. And I don't want to critique this update, but I must say, whatever the fuck the developers were thinking, releasing this update so early with barely any testing is quite questionable. I don't know if the QA tester that balanced this update was on drugs or something, because my god, this mode is fun and really unfair at the same time. I'll talk about everything, so sit back, relax, grab some popcorn or something, and let's get this show on the road. Okay, we talk about the bad first. Simple. And there's quite a lot to be said, so I'll simplify my points to not make this really long. The thing I want to start off with is Lost Souls. What in the absolute fuck happened to this game mode? I have no fucking idea, but basically how the developers messed up is they used the new wave structure with the 30% defense increase. Problem with the new wave structure is mostly the enemies it has, and how fast they are for their own good. I should not be seeing sock puppets get to the base in 13 seconds because they're just so fast. I hear you saying dollars exist. Problem is, nearly every single enemy has no freeze and no stun as an attribute. To make this even worse, the mutation modifier is your main enemy in this mode, mainly because it increases the enemy's health by over 3 times their normal health bar. And also, the bloated modifier on enemies increases the mutation health, or the shield health, to be 2 times more. That is just stupid. Example would be the Executioner plush. On Wave 35, this guy has 116,000 health. Now I understand that this mode wants you to use farm since it's essential on co-op games. But having an enemy that has 3 times the health because of a shield is something that you should avoid. One player can only use farm in the Lost Souls challenge, and the loadout that you need to activate the challenge itself does not help this. Now, do I also mention the fact that you currently need Molten Monster to triumph Lost Souls? Yes. You need a limited time consumable that's only obtainable by getting the holiday crates that are leaving the game in 2 weeks. You see the issue? It's not that the mode requires a brain for you to actually complete it. Rather, it expects you to have the best towers in the game as a level 25, and a ridiculously rare limited time consumable. Now, there are ways to fix all of these issues, obviously, and I think that I should mention the elephant in the room. Tone down the number of enemies that have no freeze and no stun. Or, for example, one enemy has no stun and the other has no freeze. This is something the developers have already done with Fallen mode, where some enemies are better to be stunned by electroshockers and some are better to be frozen by freezing towers. Perfect example of this would be the Fallen hero. It can't be stunned by freezing towers, but electroshockers do a good job at slowing it down. There's also the issue with the enemy walk speed. If you want fast enemies, limit them to a few. Don't make nearly all enemies walk at the speed of sound. Don't make too many fast enemies on such a small and short map such as Pizza Party. Also, one more thing that has nothing to do with this, but please, for the love of God, make the holiday crate consumables permanent. I beg the developers to do this. There is literally no counter-argument to not do this. There shouldn't be a unit that is locked behind a never-to-come-back gambling crate.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay, I complained a bit, so now it's time to praise the mode itself. I'm going to mention the most important thing to me. That is the reintroduction of trial and error. You have enemies that counter your bullet type towers. You have enemies which should have their defense melted. Every enemy has their own way of dealing with them. That's what matters. You just can't use towers like Golden Crook Boss and deal with the early game like you can do in other games. There are enemies like Plushy Knight, which have lead, and Cobalt Guard also has the lead attribute. It has 4,000 health, so it's a real run killer if you don't have Engineer, Pursuit, Mortar, or other lead detection towers. I also have to applaud the developers for finding a reason to reuse the Lunar Overture enemies. They reused the Plushy enemies, Ghost, Marionette, and Voodoo Dolls. I don't know why they didn't think of using these enemies before, but this is a really cool concept. Can't say it isn't, although I doubt any other special game modes will have this good of a reason to reuse event enemies. What's also pretty damn good is the wave structure isn't forgettable like most modes that the actual balancers prepared for the game. Oh yeah, I should also mention that the new Pizza Party rework was balanced by a QA tester, which I think I also mentioned in the intro of this video. A person that actually knows how to play the game, and what to punish the players for, and what to let the players get away with. I think this is mostly why this mode is so difficult by itself. It's made by a person who actually knows the limits of the game, and they know the limits of the player base and what they can actually do. Okay, I think that's everything that I got to say for today and today's rant. If you enjoyed, go ahead and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me because, yeah, I'm totally not trying to get to 1,000 subscribers currently, and it would be really cool if you actually subscribed and helped me out. It also kind of motivates me to make videos, but I also stream a lot, so if you want to check out my streams, I stream whenever the hell I want. There was an exact schedule on my streaming, so you can also subscribe if you want to say hi to me on stream or something and hear me respond to you in real time. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Pizza Party rework? I would want to know, because it kind of interests me what other people think, what other people would actually change about the mode itself. Is it too difficult for you, or is it way too easy and the developers should buff it? That's obviously a rhetorical question. Do not say this mode is too easy. Okay, this was VirusDetected, your host, the real host and not the robotically synthesized voice, now clocking off.